Not to mention that we don't have a loneliness epidemic, we have a loser epidemic.
What we actually have is an epidemic of single motherhood where it's praised, and single fatherhood is demonized because what did he do wrong? We have an epidemic of women who would rather put their butt cheeks on the internet on OnlyFans rather than to be in the kitchen and learn how to cook and clean. We also have an epidemic of women who pretend to care about men's mental health while they have their link in bio for their spicy pages. We also have an epidemic of bitter-ass baby moms who would rather drag the father of their children through court, have him pay hundreds and thousands of dollars, and only get 30% of time with his children while simultaneously calling him a loser for working too much, even though the court systems value the mother's home over the father's home. So they're proud to destabilize the father of their children and call him a loser rather than to maintain a healthy co-parenting relationship for their children. But yet it's only the men that are losers. We have an epidemic of women who would rather have men pay their entire way, pay their bills, pay for meals, pay for their hair, pay for their nails, constantly have their hand out because they're entitled. But then she'll actually dump him for the next guy that has no job, no career, nothing going for him because, he was emotionally there for her. We have an epidemic where it's cool for women to claim that all men are narcissistic and abusive. We have an epidemic of women assuming that these men are going to come in and be Prince Charming because they've watched too many Disney movies. We have an epidemic of women expecting men to be equal to them, but it's only equal to what benefits them. Because we all know that the majority of women only care about equality where it suits them and will fit their lifestyle the best. We have an epidemic of where women want men to court them and be interested in them only to accuse them later on of love bombing them and being narcissists. We have an epidemic of women who gaslight men into thinking that they're happy, and they try to convince them that they shouldn't go 50-50 because the reality is that the majority of women can't even afford his 50% in the first place. But y'all aren't ready for that kind of conversation. We have an epidemic of lack of accountability because when she cheats, it's still his fault because he wasn't emotionally there. But when he cheats, it's still his fault. So no matter what, the men are getting blamed for it regardless. We live in a world where women will project their insecurities about being broke this and being broke that when really it's them who are broke themselves. So even courtship is out the window. We have an epidemic of women who will claim SA or grape or claim that he's abusive if he even looks her direction. We have an epidemic where if a man says anything wrong on a date, he's going to end up on Are We Dating the Same Guy, where these women can slander men without any consequences to their actions. Oh, and let's not forget, even if you are a good guy and you show up and you're emotionally in tune and you're able to, give her everything that she wants, she's still going to dump you because the good guy is still boring. So, when you really want to talk about who the real loser is, maybe it's time to look in the mirror. Okay, bye.